Then nothing much happened with noni until 1943, when during World War II, the American soldiers were looking for something to eat in case they got stranded in the Southwest Pacific. And what the Army did is the Army looked at different indigenous plants, and they came up with noni. And they said that noni is a verifiable, edible plant, and they put it in the military field handbook. So that meant that it was safe, and the armed forces could use it. Things, again, were pretty quiet until 1972. In 1972, Dr. Ralph Heineke, the man I phoned up and asked about, he discovered the serenine system. Now, the serenine system is a system of compounds and substances in noni that he believes does the good. It's the good activated part of it. And in 1993, two food scientists from Utah, John Wadsworth and Stephen Story, decided that they had to take this substance and make it edible. Make it so it tasted good, so that people in the United States could drink it, because they wanted to bring it to the United States. And they did. And they formulated what is now known as Tahitian noni juice. Again, from 93 to 96, not much happened, but in 96, it was released to the market. And since 96, it's amazing what's happened. In 2002, noni became from 0 to the number 6 in the top 10 medical herbs used in the United States.
Wow.
I mean, that's a meteoric rise.
That's amazing.
I've never heard any other substance to do that before. No other food supplement that I know has done that. In year 2003, noni juice passed, and particularly Tahitian noni juice, because that is the one that was studied. And that passed of Europeans' Novel Food Act Committee. That meant that it was safe and it could be used in Europe, and indeed it was. Also in 2003, Tahitian noni juice was listed in the PDR. That's the Physician's Desk Reference. And that is the Bible for drugs, and in this case, over-the-counter or food supplements. They were listed as a food supplement, and again, it was safe. And in 2004, there were over 64 scientific studies that were listed and published on noni, and these can be found at pubmet.com.
Wow. That's a pretty long and detailed history. Now, to kind of help us frame today's discussion, give us an idea of the depth and the breadth of your research. How many health professionals and noni drinkers did you contact, and how many countries did your research encompass?
What I did is I went around the world, not once, but twice. I wanted to talk to professionals, health professionals, who used Tahitian noni juice and recommended for their clients. And then I wanted to talk to the people that they had recommended it to see how they did. It was amazing what I found. There were over 1,200 health professionals that had used it. And I invited them to send me their study data and send me what they had found. And they did. They have sent me all kinds. And that represented over 25,000 Tahitian noni drinkers. That's a lot of people that drank Tahitian noni juice. And my study started in '96 and has gone till the present time. And this encompassed over 80 countries and 29 different health conditions where Tahitian noni juice helped.
Wow, that's a pretty long trip, isn't it? Has there been much research and publishing done on noni?
Yes, there has. It started back with Dr. Ralph Heineke, and by 1999, when I wrote a book about this called The Noni Phenomenon, I cited over 20 references about Tahitian noni juice. And in 2004, when I wrote the next book about this, the comprehensive book about it, called The Noni Solution, it had escalated to over 90 references. So it just was shooting up. More and more people, more and more health professionals were finding out about it and studying it.
Why do you research and write about Tahitian noni juice rather than the other noni juices?
It's simple. Tahitian noni juice represents 95% of all the noni that's taken in the United States and throughout the world. Now that's a big percentage. And Tahitian noni juice is the only one that I found that was safe and that they had done quality control. So I don't know about the other noni juices, and therefore I don't intermingle the two results. All my results are published just on Tahitian noni juice.
Okay. For me, I would think that in the consumer's mind, the most important question is safety. Would you agree?
Oh, question. Safety and effectiveness.
And I mean, because both of us have heard about all the different news flashes about the dangers of unregulated natural products, to the warnings about prescription drugs, so forth and so on. How can we know that noni juice is actually safe for us?
The company routinely and consistently checks for over 300 different toxins. None have been found. And the final reason is that Europe's Novel Food Act Commission looked at it, asking just the question you asked, is it safe?
Sure.
And they came down on, yes, it is safe, and therefore it can be used in Europe. And I know of people who have drank up to 7 bottles a day, and they didn't have any adverse effects.
It's kind of like drinking water.
Some people drink it like they drink water.
Yeah. What about food allergies? I mean, could people actually be allergic to noni juice?
Sure. You can be allergic to anything. I found that about 1% of the people were allergic to noni juice.
Okay. What about side effects with noni juice?
You can have side effects to anything, and noni juice is no exception. Some people had minor rashes, little diarrhea, but by and large, it was quite safe. And all the side effects would go away when the person either cut the dose down or stopped drinking it.
Okay. I'm still not convinced. I've heard about some reports that some people took noni juice and actually became sick. Is that true?
That is absolutely true. When I checked this out, I found that not one of those people had taken Tahitian noni juice. They had taken other noni juices. And as I said, I can't talk to the safety or the purity or the quality control of any other noni juice. Bottles of them. So, you know, that's a different league. And that's another reason why I would pool the data. I said, 95% of the people that take Tahitian noni juice, I'll take that data. I have some other data, but I put it to the side.
We'll talk about some specific diseases and conditions in just a minute. But in your published findings, you identify literally 29 different conditions helped by using noni juice. That's what my grandmother would have called a tonic. Good for what ails you. But there raise some red flags for the sophisticated consumer of today. How can it be possible that noni juice helps so many people with so many different problems?
Well, let me first say your grandmother was right.
Okay.
She really was. And here's how it works.
All right.
In noni, there are adaptogens. And adaptogens are substances that help the body come back to normal. You may have heard the term homeostasis. If something's too high, homeostasis brings it down to normal. If something's too low, homeostasis brings it back toward normal. And noni has a very powerful homeostasis mechanism in it. And that substance, one of them, is procerinine.
Okay.
The other is that there are over 150 nutraceuticals in noni. And any of those nutraceuticals can be an agent that can bring into homeostasis.